Happy Monday, everyone. Title of my video this evening, but a Sunday, $870. Massive numbers. 3 days, earned in 35 hours in 68 trips. When August 2020 rolls around, 1st of August, PUA ends on January the 31st, right? The big question is, are we still going to be making those numbers? Will PUA be extended? That's the one question. If it doesn't get extended, I would say right now about 30% of the drivers are back on the road. Come 1st of August, maybe another, let's say 30% get back on the road. I don't think 100% will be returning to rideshare. I think a lot of people have moved on. But can one still make those big numbers? So if you're willing to take a bit of a risk right now, obviously health and safety with the COVID, for the next few weeks, 3-4 weeks, you can clock those big numbers. In those three numbers, we had a big 4th of July. A lot of people reported on insane 4 to 5 surges all day long on the 4th of July. So reflected in those numbers is at least a $900 day. $900 day in one day, done by a San Diego driver. And then Friday, let's say another 500, and Sunday another 500, bringing him up to about $1,870, which is super impressive. I just cannot see those numbers being made in August, and that is purely because the PUA will disappear. And when I say it will disappear, the administration, Mr. Kudlow, who is one of Trump's boys, announced that they're going to get rid of the PUA at the end of July, and they're going to offer a one-time bonus for people returning to the to the workplace. So my suggestion is, if you are returning back to the workplace, collect that bonus at least, right? Collect that bonus at least in August. You just have to show proof, and proof is, hey, look, I started working again. I went back on the app. So apparently about 30 million people are collecting PUA. Out of those 30 million people, who knows how many people will try and submit evidence that they went back to the job to try and collect that bonus that they're talking about, right? But my guess is PUA is going to be gone. And despite the record spikes in numbers, even higher than they were before, right? And you can argue many ways, but my theory is that they opened up everything too soon. They rushed in and opened up business too soon. Instead of getting it under control, testing, insisting on masks, they opened up the industries way too fast. So we saw a crazy spike. They opened up the beaches, they opened up the bars, they opened up the restaurants. The protests certainly did not help all of those people on one spot. But can you have an $1,870 weekend in August? I'm going to bet against those numbers. Let's say if you got to really compare 35 working hours in August compared to these 35 hours where the gentleman made $1,870, right? And for those drivers collecting PUA, I hope it is still around. I hope that you can continue staying safe and collecting that money for your sakes, for your family's sakes, but don't count on it. And you may be forced back into the workplace. You may be forced back into rideshare because you have bills. You might have families, you have rent. Got to put food on the table. So people may be forced to go back out to work in those driving right now, obviously taking a way higher risk. But you know, the returns are there. You can see $18.70 for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday is extremely impressive. It really is. Another huge announcement today in an all stock deal. Uber agreed on $2.65 billion takeover, all stock deal. Dara needed this victory after losing Grubhub to the Dutch company Just Eats. He needed this one. So they probably, Postmates probably knew that, and they pushed a little bit higher, right? So my guess is they got another 500 million extra on top of the 2.6. That's just my guess. It was evaluated at 2.4 to 2.6. Uber ended up paying 2.65. And that was literally right after Postmates announced that they were moving ahead with their IPO. So it put a ton of pressure on Dara to perform quickly and to strike a deal quickly. They had been working on this deal for 4 years, right? For 4 years they were working on this deal. So finally, he closed this deal. And what you would have seen is that on Friday, the stocks were at $30.68. Today, correct me if I'm wrong, if you look at it, it's at about $32.60 or 70 cents. So it went up by $2. So the market obviously favored that deal taking place. And to be quite honest, Uber needed it, right? Because it's food deliveries that are keeping the company alive, right? And probably the best time for Postmates to sell off its company, because they know how important or how valuable, how essential Postmates is during this time. So could not have been a better time for Postmates to sell their company. So a smart move. The Postmates team stays on board. So they'll be taking that team over. Please like the video, welcome. See somebody else just entered the room. And again, the topic today, can those big numbers still be achieved in August 2020 after the PUA disappears? After that $600 weekly assistance disappears? My guess that another, on top of the maybe the 30% that have gone back to work, maybe another 30% will go back to work, and that those numbers will come slightly down. You'll still be making good money because a lot of drivers have moved on. And Uber and Lyft are going to have to, over the next 2 years, fight and make it really, really attractive for drivers to come back. They're doing it right now with high surges. So the more people talk about these earnings and make these type of videos, obviously the more enticing it becomes for a driver to jump back in there, right? So do feel free to comment. We're about 9 minutes into the video. I'm on my way to downtown to get a radiator repaired, and then I'm heading off to Long Beach. Anybody waking up on this Monday will see that Uber scooped Postmates. Good for them. DoorDash still has the biggest market share, but apparently this deal will help Uber, or at least Uber Eats in Los Angeles and the sort of southwest of the US. They said that's where they needed a bit of a boost, and they got that through Postmates. welcome. Hit the like button as you come in. Thank you so much. Wishing you a happy Monday, wishing you a happy week. The lady next to me here. Very good. Come, drive. This chick's on the frickin' boom! Hogging the fast lane on the phone. It's not how we roll, lady. Pretend this girl's on the phone swaying left to right. You look at her, you call her out, and then tries to accelerate. Now she's all pissed off, trying to hunt me down. Passing Las Virgenes, Calabasas. Beautiful day out here. It says 88 degrees right now. Hopefully not too much traffic. Moving pretty well. Get a few things accomplished on this Monday. Buffering. Instead of a little Verizon cell phone. How's everyone doing today? Happy Monday. Hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone is doing well. So the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Saturday being the 4th of July, and $70, 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 35 hours of working, 68 tripkind, right? But my question is, come August 2020, can those numbers still be achieved? Right? PUA runs out. $600 monthly assistance runs out. That's not going to be extended. And my guess is 30% already have returned to work, to rideshare. My guess is another 30% will come back in August. That's my prediction. And about 40% have moved on from rideshare. It's too unreliable, numbers wise, pay wise, unreliable business to be in during a pandemic. And again, I'm sure out of that 40% that I'm saying moved on, I'm sure a large portion of that has gone into the food delivery business. Instacart, Postmates, Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. You know, transporting food in these times is definitely the safer way to go. I wish you all a great week. Happy Monday. I'll be back this evening with Our House Mondays. Be safe, everyone, and thank you again.